What's good, Loading Snacks Universe? Boy Jokes here. Got the homie Gage.
Sure enough.
Got the homie Sin.
Yes, sir.
They in their houses. I'm in my house right now, and we are coming together for a little special announcement that we have coming from the team over there at Smash Brothers. Looks like we're going to be getting ourselves a new Arms character to be added into the Super Smash Brothers universe.
What's up? I'm ready for it.
Indeed.
So,
Indeed.
I'm gonna go around the table right quick. So,
Oh boy.
Gage, do you really care
What?
about the Arms character being added to Smash Brothers?
Bro, I don't care about Smash Brothers at all to begin with. So absolutely not.
Kind of felt that one coming. Sim, what about you?
Arms, no, but I'm curious about what they're gonna bring to Smash because I have a feeling they might be a threat.
Maybe a threat.
So I'm interested to see how they play. There's been plenty of characters I wouldn't think I would like playing, but then I get get a hold of them. I'm like, okay, I gotta mess with this character. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I want to see what they bring to the table.
All right, I'm kind of what you saying. Like, I'm not all up in arms about an Arms character being.
Oh,
added.
really? You had to do that?
Oh, I
You
see.
really
I had to do
that?
that. I had to do that.
Oh.
I don't like it at all.
How long did you have that one at the top?
Oh,
long
that
you
was
holding
off the
that?
top of the head. I hadn't even thought of it. That was off. If you notice, as I started saying it, nah. But if you
What?
notice, I started saying it, and then I caught myself, and I realized, hey, this could work. But
No.
yeah. But nah, I'm right there with you, saying I don't really care too much about the Arms character, but I'm interested to see how the character gameplay actually comes out. Because sometimes these characters that we don't necessarily care about be the ones that come out here and start becoming threats when it comes time for Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man. The thing about Smash Brothers is, I got a lot of respect for Smash Brothers and what it is, what it means to people, or whatever. I just don't like. Outside of the fact when they announce characters that are super left field, like something major like Banjo, somebody like Snake,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? When they pull in those outside characters and add them in, I'm always interested to see how they implement them. You know what I mean? And how they make them different, especially when it's, a character that's from outside of Nintendo's realm.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing about this that is super interesting to me is that I don't see Arms as a big deal, like the game itself. And I imagine that it probably did sell pretty well. I guess I should look up the numbers, but it was also one of the only games that was available besides Zelda when the Switch first came out. And so it may have just sold because it was there. But I don't hear people talking about Arms. I don't see that there's some sort of a major Arms community, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. So for them to do an additional run of DLC characters for Smash Brothers, and you're starting it off with a character from Arms, and we don't know which character it is. Not that many of us would care, because I don't really think anybody knows who the characters from Arms are anyway, but I'd be super surprised if it's not one of the characters that was at least on the cover.
Yeah.
It tells me that Nintendo either already has plans for Arms in the future or is intending to try to make Arms a thing for the future, which says to me that when they announce the new Mario Kart and it's Nintendo Kart Ultimate, there will be Arms characters in that joint.
I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that.
Or at least one. You know what I'm saying? Like, they trying to make Arms a thing. Which, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what was the name of the the cardboard joints they made for the Switch?
The Labo? The Labo jump?
Labo. We're going to get something Labo in Smash Brothers. Watch. Somebody going to use a little Labo
weapon or something that's going to be in there from it. I can see that.
Fishing rod, the little fishing rod or something like, You know how they, like, when they do that next Mario Kart, you're going to be able to drive a little Labo cardboard joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, not in real life. I'm talking about in the game. It could be a cart. As a cardboard cart. A cardboard.
Cardboard cart.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, look, I think they're going to go in depth. For this to be, it's supposed to be like 30 minutes,
right?
And they're saying it's only this character. But I also have a feeling they lied about that.
Oh, you already know me. I think there's a little deceiving title or something. I don't know. And then something extra is gonna get thrown at the end.
Crash 4 later today. We about to get Crash the Coot in this joint.
Hey, I said the whole arms thing.
I doubt it, but it's possible.
Hey, anything's possible. Smash gonna come out of the left field. They probably hit us like the last 5 seconds. Oh, by the way, our next presentation, whenever said be, is gonna include this little shadowy figure behind me, right quick.
I mean, look, the other thing about it is Nintendo's been so quiet. For the past week, 2 weeks that have been E3 weeks, where normally, if nothing else, we get a treehouse, we get a presentation, we get something. Just a 30-minute Smash Brothers alone, and that's it. Other than like the Pokemon Snap, you know what I'm saying, announcement from like last week or whatever. Like, we've really got nothing from Nintendo, and we really have no idea what's coming from Nintendo for the rest of this year. They have been so quiet. You know what I'm saying? No directs, like, it's been so quiet that, like, I feel like this is one of those things where just any information is something people are just clamoring for because the next-gen battle is just heating up so much, and it's like, all right, well, Nintendo, what you doing? You know what I mean? What's going to be the reason to still get a Switch this holiday as opposed to getting a Series X, a PS5? Why buy a Switch instead? You know what I mean? What kind of special edition version are you doing with the same games? Where's the Mario, anniversary joint y'all been talking about? When are we getting these remakes or whatever it's gonna be?
Now,
like any information from them is information. But the fact that this is like all they giving us right now is like something's still going on over there, and I don't know if it. I mean, obviously, it could be that they're directly impacted by the pandemic. You know what I mean? And some things change, but generally they do all their stuff pre-recorded anyway.
So it's like and they do it well in advance. Like, I know when they did the last Smash one, he said they did that like a month, 2 months well ahead of that. So I feel like you're gonna do the same thing
you have
here.
To remember that they also, like, one of them they didn't put out at the time because of like the earthquake. Or something like that. Like and then, you know what I mean? Like, there was a couple of them that they ended up like pushing back because of just natural things that happen. So that kind of puts us back in this same boat. But I'm still like, I don't know, man. It's just so little. Like, right now, Nintendo is worse than Sony. Because for so long, it was like, all right, Sony, what's up with the PS5 info? Where y'all at? Right now, it's what's up with the Nintendo info? What's going on for the rest of the year?
You got a point. They do got to start saying something.
How you doing? Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Gage. They definitely do need to say something. They have been quiet for a little bit too long now with it being, like you say, pretty much E3 week. So everybody else has been dropping stuff here and there. Like, y'all should be saying something, putting something out there to the public, letting them know what's going on.
It's like they've been doing it in pieces. Like, just like you said, like they came with the Pokemon Snap announcement, but then at the end of that presentation, there's another Pokemon announcement that's coming this week. That's supposed to be like the huge whatever. It's supposed to be bigger than the Pokemon Snap coming. How many years it's been? 20 some odd years or whatnot ever. But it's supposed to be bigger than that. So,
but here's the other thing with that. Those announcements weren't Nintendo.
Pokemon. Yeah, you're right.
They were HAL Labs or whatever, whoever it is that owns Pokemon. Those weren't like Nintendo specifically saying that or setting those up. So that still makes it like you're not really hearing from Nintendo. Yes, obviously, anything that's Pokemon
associates to Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Right. So, yeah, clearly. Yeah. But it's not like that didn't come from like Nintendo's Twitter account. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. It was basically left field. So,
all right, let me go ahead. I know we're a couple minutes out. I'm gonna pull this feed up so everyone can see, just in case Nintendo tries to just. Yeah, let's
do it. So when we go live, we live.
Yeah, it decides to come out.
Live, baby.
Decides to come out the woodwork and start showing like a little thing right before the top of the hour.
Why you doing that? Let's dig into something for real. When is the last time either one of y'all played Smash Brothers Ultimate?
I couldn't tell you. Whenever last time me and Sin had a conversation was the last time I played Smash Brothers.
No, mine was probably a week or two ago.
You mean a conversation about Smash Brothers? Because we talked yesterday. Like we had a
Hold on. Okay,
yesterday.
let me rephrase. Whenever
What's up,
we had a conversation about us diving in and talking about like getting all the characters and completing and doing all that. That would have been the last time that I actually picked up Smash Brothers.
That was a long time.
Yeah. When what? Terry Bogard came out.
That sounds about right.
No, last time I played it was probably 2 weeks ago. Last time I played it.
Okay, so do you imagine that whatever they're gonna tell you today about this ARMS character is gonna make you jump in? You think they're gonna say that it's available today? When's the character drop? Predictions, y'all.
No, you know what? I'm gonna go with it. I think that'll be it today. If not today, it's the end of the week. I feel like if it's not today, it's the end of the week. I feel like relatively this character is gonna drop fast. Then we may get the talk about, oh, don't worry, you know, the more characters are still in development, and we have something lined up for like the next couple whatever for it. But
this the second line of DLC is 6 characters again, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
It's 6. Okay, I think
maybe 6.
So this is the first of those 6.
Let me see.
And we already knew it was going to be an ARMS character. We just didn't know what. So I would imagine that even though they're only really going to dig into this character, I still feel like they'll drop some nugget to say this is where, at least where the next character is coming from, if they don't say who the character is.
Right.
You know what I mean? It also would not surprise me if we end up, by the end of this run of DLC, we end up with Crash as a character in Smash, just because at the end of the last run you got Banjo, so they did their Microsoft thing. You know what I mean? But Crash is not
a Sony property,
PlayStation character. Yeah, it's an Activision character. So if it was gonna be a PlayStation character, who is it?
Ratchet.
That could, yeah. I mean, since they've been bringing back characters, I mean, what, Kratos? I mean, they had him in there at one point. PlayStation tried to do that PlayStation All-Stars thing that only lasted, but, like, a couple months. So
yeah. How realistic would they get? I mean, they have Snake. Could they pull Nathan Drake?
They could.
Oh, that could be interesting. That could be an interesting one.
Honestly, I think the smart move would be, not that Crash would be bananas, but again, that's not a PlayStation. So I think if they do something with PlayStation, I think Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, I think that's their biggest play. Oh, we live. Let's go.
There you go.
All right.
Let's see what Sakurai talking about.
はい、おはようございます。空の桜井正宏です。今日は随分雰囲気が違うところでやっていますけれどね。今収録日は2020年5月の2日です。これは新型コロナウイルスの影響でですね、世界的に外出禁止が叫ばれています。日本でも全国的に緊急事態宣言などが出ていましてね、なかなか外に出られない状態ではあります。スマブラチームもテレワークをしています。私も自宅で監修とかをしているわけですね。でですね、今回例えばスマブラの新キャラクター、新ファイターを出すときに、必ず番組を作っていたわけですが、こんなことではスタジオに集まることができないなと。じゃあ今回は中止かな、それともムービーだけ出してなんとかするかなと思っていたところ、任天堂からですね、立派な撮影キットが自宅に送られてきまして、ああもう分かった、全て理解したと。つまりここは私の自宅なんですね。自宅からお送りしています。まあ任天堂の公式放送で、自宅を晒した人ってもしかしたら初めてかもしれないですね。ゲームディレクターのお住まいという意味でもちょっと興味深いかもしれません。
Look at that setup.
モニターの方はいつもゲームテレビを見ていたりとか、お客さんが来た時に同じゲーム2つのモニターで出して同時に走らせて競ったりとか、そういうふうにして遊んでいます。まあ今回こういう事態になりましたので、ちょっと特別な放送ですが、頑張っていきます。よろしくお願いします。では最初に、ARMS とは任天堂スイッチの初期の頃に出た対戦型アクションゲームで、 両腕がバネのようになっている人たちが戦い合うというものでした。犬持ちが有名ですね。両方のコントローラーを手に握ってこのようにパンチをするというような操作形態でした。でですね、簡単に、手がスプリングというけれども、あの人たち一体何なんでしょうね。手がこう伸びると、ミュータントかなんか、サイボーグとか、どうもいまいちよくわからなかったので聞いてみたんですけど、どうやらアームズ能力者っていうのがいるらしいですね。アームズ能力者は、その能力を発揮するときに手がバネのようになると。まあ、手じゃない人もいるみたいですけどね。でも、とにかくそういう一定の確率で一定の人数いるというような、タイプの人たちらしいです。でもそのアームズファイター、何が参戦するのかっていうことをまだ言ってなかったですよね。参戦ムービー作りました。ここでわかります。ではご覧ください。
With the bowl.
Right.
Oh, invitation.
Slam.
Oh.
Told you. I figured it'd be her.
Or?
Guess they just gonna fight about it. It's gonna be all up.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking too. They just gonna bring all up.
Swaps.
Fuck. Fuck these shits. Oh, is this a new character?
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
She's gonna be an asshole.
No doubt.
というわけで、アームズから新ファイター、ミェンメンの参戦です。ラーメン大好き少女、面々飯食堂の看板娘、18歳です。なぜアームズのファイターの中からミェンメンかというと、ぶっちゃけて言うと、アームズの矢吹さんがミェンメンがいいと言ったからなんですけど、
That makes it easy
まあ
enough.
私もミェンメンか忍者かなと思っていました。スプリングマンが主役じゃないのかというような見方もあると思うんですけれども、どうやらそうではないです。みんな主役ということをおっしゃっていました。まあ、スプリングマンで画像検索をしても、何らかの悪魔超人の絵ばっかり出てくるんですよね。これから、ゲームの説明を行いますが、すべて開発中であることをご了承ください。アームズをスマブラに落とし込むとっても難しいことです。そして、結果的にかなり変わった戦法を持つファイターになりました。得意不得意がはっきりとしていてですね、 主に重量級なんかは得意なんですけれども、軽量級、空中戦が得意な人みたいなものは比較的苦手な部類になりますね。では説明してまいります。
If you time her right, use that dodge ability when she stretches out like that, she's short.
これがメンメンです。両腕がスプリング状になっているのが分かりますね。そして、それぞれ別のアームを装備しています。アームの特徴について、まず腕を伸ばすことができます。これ、強攻撃という概念のものですかね。そして、スマッシュ攻撃、これはもうちょっと威力があるのを伸ばすことができます。そして、強攻撃というのは、
I'm glad you don't play Smash.
そして、ジャンプなんかもできるんですね。打ってる途中に普通に操作をすることができます。で、空中でスマッシュ入力というのも実はあったりします。これスマッシュ入力。これ普通の入力。ちょっと長さと威力が違うんですね。そして、曲げることができます。上シフト、下シフトみたいな。下シフトの時に地面にぶつかってるからピンと曲がってたりしますけれども、こうやって狙いを定めることが可能です。そして他のファイターに比べて大きな相違点が一つあります。それは B ボタンが普通に必殺技ではないということですね。まず A ボタンを押します。これアームを押します。左アームですね。そして B ボタンを押す。これ右アームになっています。つまり A ボタンと B ボタンが対照的な、右腕と左腕を操作するというようなものになっているんですね。必殺技がないわけではないんですけれども、後で説明をします。なので、これを利用すると、まずこうやって左右に打ち分けることができたりとか、強攻撃とスマッシュ攻撃のコンビネーションをしたりとか、上狙った後下狙うみたいなこともできると思います。そして、AB 同乗子にスマッシュ入力を設定している人というのは多いかと思うんですけれども、それを立て続けに押すと AB、AB と両方のスマッシュ入力を立て続けに出すということになります。これは必ず A ボタンの入力、つまり左腕から先に出ることになります。思えば2人操作がソファーの上だとできないのでサイドテーブルを用意してきました。直接攻撃とはいえども有利なところはもちろんありまして、例えばカウンターなんかは全然食らわなかったりしますね。ただ弱点めいたものもありまして、接近戦にはやっぱり弱いです。例えば結構必ず受けられるんですね。空中にちょっと飛んでるだけで当たらなくなってしまう。もちろんこの後の隙はすごく大きいですから、簡単に反撃を受けてしまうというようなところがある。だからこそ上シフトとかを使って対抗していかなきゃいけないんですけれども、そうそう自由に曲がるものでもないです。つまりメンメンを使うような場合では、敵が上から飛んでくるみたいなシチュエーションは比較的苦手ということになります。空中で攻撃をすることももちろん可能なんですが、そうそう当たるものではないというか、当たりにくいものなので気をつけていきたいですね。この時には間合いを分けるということです。逆にメンメンを相手にする場合は、どんどん接近していくことを第一に考えるとですね。なお、シールドされても比較的大きな隙がないです。通常必殺技や横必殺技はアームの操作に使うわけですが、上必殺技と下必殺技はあります。といってもちょっと特殊なんですが、下必殺技はアームチェンジになります。この右腕のアームだけを切り替えることができるんですね。これどんな時にでも操作が可能な状態だったらパパパパパパッと切り替えることが可能です。まずこのリング状になっているのがホットリング。牽制に向いてるアームだと思ってください。比較的素早く動くのと、攻撃をするとここでリングをパキッと切り離すんですね。この切り離したものも最初の方には当たり判定があります。なので、比較的広い範囲を迎撃するための正しい力は低いです。上に下に動かす範囲も結構広いですね。 不基礎死にも悪い有効です。次にメガボルト。これは威力が抜群のアームだと思えば良いと思います。はっきり言って、スピードは遅いです。全体的に短いですね。なので見切られやすいです。曲がることも本当に難しい。だけど、これが一発当たれば結構痛いです。しっかりと当たったメガボルトならここから当たると
46 at 77%.
というハニング戦に向いていると思います。ハニング戦でとにかくお作戦に紛れて撃墜数を稼ぐとかそういうものには向いてますね。逆に1-1とかではちょっと当てにくいかもしれないです。次にドラゴン。もうすでに左腕にくっついているものですが両腕をドラゴンにすることができます。牽制向きのホットリングや撃墜向きのメガボルトに対して割と素直というかスタンダードな性能ということになります。右と左で打てるわけですがこの時にボタンを押し続けるとレーザーを出すことができるんですね。これを利用して例えば別々のところにビームを放ったりそういうふうにしてより長い距離を牽制することが可能です。またこれももちろん左右に打ち当てることはできますが
Everybody YouTube comment, everybody broken. OP.
横に対しては広範囲の攻撃範囲を受けることができるというものですね。そしてもう一つ特徴があります。想像に難くないと思うんですけれども、つかみは両腕を伸ばしてつかみかかります。これ原作と同じですね。そして相手を掴んで投げると左腕はドラゴン化しているのが分かるでしょうか。アームとしても大きくなっています。比較すると炎が出てたりとかしていますね。強化された左腕は普通のドラゴンより威力が高いです。ドラゴンレーザーも普通のものよりも強化されます。これが普通のもの、これが強化版。ちょっと渦巻いてたりしますよね。威力も強いです。なお3つのアーは空中通常攻撃も変化します。例えばこれがドラゴンのもの平均でできる。そしてこれがホットリングの素早いんですね。メガボルト遅いけれども威力はあるといった感じです。これもまだ A ボタン、B ボタンで打ち分けることは可能ですが同時に出すことはできないです。そしてこの面々アームだけかと思ったら引く技も一応あるんですね。パンチを長く押すと腕を伸ばすんですが短めにタン。
That's one of the things I've come to like appreciate and like about when they do these. Like you really get a great look at them.
いわゆる弱攻撃に相当するものですが長押しと短押しで使い分けることが可能です。上強攻撃はこういうホイールキックみたいなものになります。そして上スマッシュ攻撃はサマーソルトなんですがサマーソルトキックにはちょっとした特徴がありまして相手の球を弾き返すことができますね。原作でも相手のパンチなんかをサマーソルトキックで返すみたいなシチュエーションがありましたがそれを再現します。そしてダッシュ攻撃はこういう飛び入りをすることができます。下強攻撃、これスライディングになります。スライディングで引っ掛けておいて上強攻撃につなぐとかいうことも可能です。他のキック技としては下スマッシュ攻撃、左右同時攻撃ですね。あと空中攻撃の上、そして空中攻撃の下は急降下キックになります。これで落下のタイミングを少しずらしたりすることができたり吸収したりすることができますね。そして残った必殺技上はアームジャンプというものになります。これ短く押した時と長く押した時でジャンプ力が違いまして長く押すとかなり高く飛ぶことができます。少し曲がって飛ぶことも可能です。どちらかというと地上戦を得意とする人間にとっては家に使うようなものにジャンプして空中下で吸収するであるとか大きく位置をずらすわけですね。また上昇時は少し無敵が生じるので 縦で当たってもまあ大丈夫。
That's cheap.
少し遅れていても、まあ、かわすことはできますから、いざという時諦めずに距離を取ることを頑張るということができたりします。必殺技上を地上で使うとアームジャンプなんですが、空中で使うとアームフックという技になります。見ての通り、こう腕を伸ばしていますけどね、これを攻撃に使えることはさほどないと思います。どちらかというと、腹筋に使う技ですね。こんな感じで。いわゆるワイヤーフみたいなことができるというものです。ドラゴンに吹けるような感じになっていますけど。そして最後の切り方はアームブラシです。これはシートフィギュアのスプリングマナーも使っていましたが、原作にあるパンチを入りパイ出す技ですね、これ。ですが、そこは最後の切り方なので、もっとスペシャルに演出をしています。アームファイターが正常して普通のパンチを繰り出しているのですね。最後は
Pac-Man, respect Pac-Man, bro.
No respect.
ステージはスプリングスタジアムです。柱にある電光掲示板にはさまざまなアームファイターが映し出されま
I mean,
す。
obviously they gotta bring music over from the joint.
ここの特徴は何といっても左右にせり出しているジャンプ台です。ジャンプ台に乗ってジャンプボタンを押しますと、
Okay.
こういうふうに高くジャンプすることができるんですね。ジャンプ中には相手に対する攻撃力が発生します。そしてスプリングスタジアム上方にあるこの梁も一つの特徴になっています。ここに吹き飛んだ相手がぶつかることがいろんなアクシデントを見ますが、例えばぶつかった瞬間にとりあえず受け身を取ってみるとかで助かることもありますので、頑張ってみてもらえればと思います。そしてアイテムをオンにしているとアイテムヘリがアイテムを運んでくることがあります。アイテムは出てきただけではダメで、ちゃんと起こさないと自分のものにならないので気をつけましょう。それでは、一通り説明をしましたので、これから実践に移りたいと思います。はい、今回は参戦ムービーに出ていた2人のチームと戦っています。2対1です。正直で相性がないですよね。特に気候タイプというのは地上戦を
They're not even getting close to slim.
ちょっと無駄がない。だけども、前でいたいと
Keep
思
him
いま
at a
す。
distance. That's his whole
3つ
trick.
です。
Yeah.
ソーシャルディスタンスというやつですね。そろそろメガボルトでいきたい。今から当てればいけるかな。
Mm.
Get out.
So that upkick coming.
この人の戦いはどうかな。メガボルトはやめてくれる。もう十分に飛ばせる。ダブルドラゴンでいきます。さすが CP レベル8。ドラゴンがちょっとダメですね。ホットリングスしたね、今はね。切り札を2回使えるっていうのが僕ですから、リーグ中は。やった。コピーノール。ああ、やった。使ってもらえばよかったですね、なんか。さあ、来い。来るんだ。期待だろ。ああ、やらないって当たっちゃいますね。これはやられたかな。ハローメガボルト。ああ、届かない。
No, like
いや、届いてはいいんだけど、確実に当たる位置で期待でしょ。今だ。
Payback is a bitch.
これはもらったですよね。まあ、残り一人になったとはいえ、
Everybody catch this smoke.
ああ、しょうがない。
definitely
なん
gonna
で、
hit.
リフラがあるし。ああ、やっちゃった。部活に腕を伸ばしてると、
Barely wins.
Kirby said, I ain't going out like that.
やっぱり接近戦の仕掛けをしてたらですね。
Kirby could beat Goku.
前を離していきましょう。 人には割とわざと当てないっていう方法が使えるんですけどね。じゃあどうですか。はい、というわけで無事に勝てました。やっぱり、噛み合わせが大事だと思います。ダメな時にはとことんダメなこともあるんですけれども、うまくいけば相手を封鎖することもできるという、ちょっとこう変わったキャラクター。
Now I gotta find me like someone that I use is good to go against her.
与えたダメージの落差がすごい。以上です。次はサウンドについて。今回実装したサウンドは以下のようになっています。全18曲、2曲が原作作曲の朝日さんによるアルバムです。ハンズはもともと対戦格闘ゲームみたいなところがありましたから、あんまりアレンジの必要性はありませんでした。
Look, 18 songs
plus
the character.
ダウンロードコンテンツ
Like
に
when
関
you
わら
really
ず、
look at
ほぼ全ての
like
ス
the
タジア
bang
ム
for your
の
buck
内包しているという
DLC,
お楽
if
し
you
みいただ
compare
けれ
that
ば
to
と思いま
anybody,
す。
any other additional
メン
character
メ
in his
スプリング
DLC,
スタジアムと楽曲のセットは6月30日に配信予定です。ファイターパスボリューム2があればそのまま受け取り可能。単体でも購入はできます。ファイターパス2、まだ1人しか発表していないんですね。残りまだ5人もいるのかと思っていますが、制作中です。しばらくお待ちください。次にミーファイターのコスチュームについて追加のお知らせです。こちらをご覧ください。
you all use Mii Fighters.
I really don't.
Is Smash Brothers the only reason why Mii still exists?
I believe so.
Probably. Hey.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Oh boy.
Wow. Okay.
That's pretty solid. Arguably, that Vault Boy joint is bigger news than the Arms character.
ボロトボーイが参戦することになりました。マスコットとして着ぐるみっぽく参戦していますね。そして、小ネタなんですが、ミーファイターのコスチュームを購入しますと、少しだけスピリットのお題が変わっているものがあります。例をご紹介します。これはカップヘッドの画面なんですが、通常はロックマンが相手として戦います。しかし、ミーコスチュームを購入していると、お題がカップヘッドのものなんですね。こういったお題は、これからのアップデートで少しずつ増やしていくかもしれない予定ですので、もしもお題が変わっていたら、あ、そういうものなんだなと思ってもらえればと思います。そして、この度、スピリッツに新たな機能を加えようと考えています。それは再戦機能です。
Either of y'all dug into
Spirit
Spirit Mode at all for real?
A little bit. I fell off. That's why I'm just trying to get all the way
名
around
艦
the line.
スピリッツ名艦に
Yeah, not as much as I would like to. I forget the same focus and get on my characters and then like just practicing and learning and stuff like that.
なんか変なマークついていますよね。ハイスコアとかついていますけど、普通にメーカーを見るとこのようになっています。ですが X ボタンを押したりするとですね、こう再線が出てしまう。ここでスピリットのセットをまあ適当に組んでですね、戦うを選ぶとメーカーにあるものは、そして戦うお題があるのはいつでもそのお題で再戦することができるようになります。ゲースト、上に行くやつですね。上に行くっていうことはもしかしたら、使えなかった、上必殺技使えるかもしれないですね。そしてフィニッシュ結果が出て、その時の装備していたスピリッツとその強さに応じたスコアが表示されます。少し SP も入りますね。するとクリアしたようなマークになってハイスコアと出ましたけど、右上のところにハイスコアトータルというのがあります。これは非常にさまざまなお題をクリアしていくと累積されていくんですね。なので一通りすべてクリアしてしまうとそのハイスコアというのはとりあえず多く出ると思います。
Yeah, we're getting close to that.
見ての通り相当すごい。ただ一回クリアするだけでも大変だとは思うんですよね。しかしまあいろいろな遊びが楽しめますから、再戦機能ぜひ活用していただければと思います。スピリッツのお題の中にはなかなか手強いものもあります。逃げ惑うポリンとかに苦労した人も多いんじゃないですかね。私がそうですけれども。今回スピリッツ班から、難しいお題などの解決方法についていくつか例を取ってもらいましたので、それをご覧ください。
It's Buster.
Victory! Hand slap.
Cram!
Boom!
Black hole. They make them jokes look so easy.
I know, right?
Instantly.
Giant and beam sword. Wham!
とにかくすごいボリュームになると思います。また、忘れられてるかもしれないですけれども、スピリッツのお題というのは半数同時に遊ぶことができますので、そちらも活用いただければと思います。
Yeah. Now maybe it's time to get in the spirit mode.
Amiibo!
スマブラシリーズのアミーボについてなんですが、前回基本的なキャラクターは全部出し尽くしまして、スマブラ4の時と合わせると全種類が、アミーボとして展開されています。まあ、スマブラ4用のデザインだったりしますから、ゼルダとかガンドロとか新しいデザインにならなくて残念だなとは思いますけどね。はあ、残念だ。でも全部出し尽くした。出し尽くした。ところで、これをご覧ください。
Hey!
Oh! I kind of just want the finger. I just want that.
を持ってると思います。透明パーツとかで支えになってたりするんですね。見ても良いと思います。わざわざ、こういう木というんですかね、試作版をうちまで送ってくるという自宅でこれ正しでいいのかっていう気がしますけれども、なかなか嬉しいですね。ここでジョーカーを作るということは、その他のダウンロードコンテンツ等々について作っていくのか、次は勇者なのか、順番的にはというような、ふうに思われると思うんですね。ところでこれをご覧ください。アミーボの勇者も制作中です。ダウンロードコンテンツで登場したファイターのアミーボも、これから作られていくことになると思いますが、どこからどこまで作られるのかというのは、まだ未定になっています。気長にお待ちいただければと思います。
Man just drove up the eBay prices on them Jones.
すすっているという参戦ムービーを作ったわけですけれども、そのラーメンをすするキャプテンファルコンの声だけのために、声優の堀川亮さんをお呼びしました。堀川さんは、ドラゴンボールのベジータなどで有名な方ですね。
Oh, did not know that.
昔64番を収録した時から非常にさまざまな音声収録を行ったわけですが、実は64番から新録をしていないというのはキャプテンファルコンただ一人手でした。ヨッシーみたいにアセットを使っているものを除いてですけれども、まあ楽しく、収録させていただきました。時々キャプテンファルコン、ファルコンパンチやってみたいなことも言われるみたいですね。キャプテンファルコンは、初代64番からの声をそのまま使っているということは、なんで切り札ボイスがあるのか、カモンブルーファルコンってやつですね。それ64番にないですけれど、実は64番の時から、そういう最後の切り札に準じたような仕様というのは考えてはいたんですね。やめちゃいましたけれど、スマブラ X で3作目でやっと、そういう仕様が入ったというような経緯でございます。今回は、私の自宅からお送りすることになりました。外出禁止以前に、コロナウイルスの影響というのが、大変厳しい状態になっています。これが、公開される時には少しは状況が改善されることを望みますけれども、やっぱりまだまだ厳しい状況ではないのかなと想像しています。当然ゲームもいろいろな作品が、販売が難しくなったり遅れたり、あるいは、こっそりと中止になったりしているものもあるかもしれません。ですが、少なくとも私たちは、スマブラチームはできることを頑張っていきたいと思います。少なくともあと5つの、ダウンロードコンテンツを作るということはお約束しますし、中でも参戦ムービーもちゃんと一つずつ作っていくことにしたいと思います。できる限りのことをやりたいと思います。なので、もしも外出禁止が出ていたとしたならば、家でおとなしくゲームをするなり、頑張っていきたいと思いますね。皆さん協力していきましょう。それではお粗末様でした。ご清聴ありがとうございました。それでは。
What's interesting about what he just said is that he said, I promise we will at least continue to do the 5 DLC characters and get the characters. So I wonder if that means that just based on, quarantine and whatever else, that means that they might end up just doing the characters and not necessarily being able to do new stages. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
Like, maybe you won't get all the music, like you did with this one, and you'll only get, the actual DLC characters themselves. Or if that means if we're going to keep doing these packages, but we might not be able to get to the other stuff we were already going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not quite ready to announce Volume 3.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like, maybe we'll finish out with this set, but this might be it, depending on, how the pandemic goes forth. Yeah. That's
I'll be back. When did Terry Bogard was the last character released, correct?
Yeah.
No, it was
Joe.
No, it was Billith from Fire Emblem was the last character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When was that?
I'll tell you.
That this year?
Was it this year?
I don't know, because everything this year is a blur, bruh.
It is.
That's a fact.
It all runs together.
Yeah, it was this year, January.
Yeah.
So January. This is coming in a month. So 6 months.
Pretty much, yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Say 5 months. 5 more characters left.
Mm-hmm.
How long are we waiting to get these remaining characters?
We probably won't get the next one to holiday, because it sounds like they're having problems getting it all together.
I think we may get one more before holiday. Like, we're in June, maybe like that September, like right before we get into the holiday. I think they may give us 2. Maybe like one that right before we get to the holiday time, and then like one right in time for like Christmas, New Year, something like that. Something like that.
When we might normally get.
Because I'm sure at this point they want to try to.
You don't think we'll get like one in September and then another one for the holiday?
That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking they want to try to get back on track. So trying to at least, just like you said, maybe it's just focus on these characters. I mean, music, necessarily, I don't know exactly how it works, but I wouldn't think it'd be too difficult to bring over since it's composed or whatnot ever. But I know behind the scenes, it's a little more difficult. But I think definitely with the focus being on the characters, I think at least 2 more this year.
I mean, I think a lot of it is just that, especially when you also implement new stages, that means doing new balancing for every character that's in the game against each character you add on every stage. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe in MJ you get that, but you're not getting 6 Mii Fighter, you know what I'm saying, additions and all of that. I mean, it's interesting to say the least. But I would imagine based on where they are now, they recorded this in May.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken them a month and a half to put it out. A little longer than that. With all of what's happened, it could have been that they pushed it back. They were going to do it and pushed it back a couple of times. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They maybe we're going to do it in studio.
Trying to, at least.
You know what I'm saying? And have this out in May or something like that. So I have to imagine that the schedule itself is and has been pushed back as a whole, regardless. But saying you're thinking one more character end of the year.
That's what my original thought, but I can see 2. I'm thinking about it. I can agree and see 2. I'm thinking they might have a handle on it now after pushing it back from May, like on how to work with social distancing and all that kind of stuff. Because I understand that took a while for everybody to get the hang of and get into that groove now and stuff like that. So thinking about it like that, I can see them, cranking out 2 by the end of the year. I can see that.
Scale of 1 to 10. How eager are you to jump back into Smash on the 29th when his character drop?
I give it an 8. I don't look forward to using her. I look forward to fighting against her. I want to know how to get around her. I don't think she's going to be anybody I play with, but I mean, I appreciate who she is and what she what they did with her. You know what I mean? Like she's going to be a problem. Yeah, I'm looking at how to get around that problem.
I'm kind of like I haven't played Smash in so long. Like I'm between like 6 and 7. Like I want to test her out, play, see what she's like, but I'm not. It hasn't completely sold me like to come back in.
Did you buy the Volume 2 DLC?
Mm-mm.
Did you, Sin?
Yeah.
You paid for the volume anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you jumping in regardless because you already paid for
got
it.
Yeah.
So jokes? Is what you saw enough for you to pay the $6, or would
I think I would
go ahead and? How much is the Volume 2 DLC?
Is it like 20? Is it $25 or something like that?
That sounds right.
If it's like 25, I mean, it makes sense to go ahead and grab the whole pass, but it's like, it's hard to say. Like, I would love to get an idea of what other characters we're doing, but it probably just makes more sense for me to just buy the whole pass if I truly decided to jump back in.
I mean, if it's 25, I mean, I thought it was 30, but if it's 30, you're basically getting one character free.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, 25 means you're getting two characters free. That seems a little off. I thought it was like $29.99 or something like that, but it could be 25. If it's 25, I mean, chances are you're going to enjoy the new characters regardless. But again, all the other stuff that you get
alongside with it, absolutely,
on top of that is pretty solid. And then when you add in like the Mii Fighters too, they're like what, 75 cents a pop for each one of those, but they're included in the Volume 2, right? So
I believe so. Yep.
It's 5 or 6 of those.
$24.99.
You know what I mean? It's like another $3 or whatever on top of the $6. So you can say it's almost it's basically $10 per character if you want to get that character and everything else that comes with it. It's like $10. So that's like $60. You know what I mean? Like, that's a full game. If you're paying 25 or 30 for it,
it's 25.
You're paying half of what that is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I guess it's a great deal. I don't care. But it's a great deal. You know what I mean? And you just can't really deny that. Yeah, I see you, Alfonso. I'm same way. You say you're not big on Smash Brothers. It's only fun with friends. It's a party game.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be. It's, I don't think that Smash Brothers lives well as a single player game. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do by yourself in the, but it's not. That's not really where that lives, even compared to, an actual fighting game like a Tekken or whatever. Like, you play that by yourself. You run through, story mode with everybody or whatever. Yeah, man. Look, I'm always impressed with what they do. It doesn't make me want to play Smash Brothers anymore, but I'm always impressed with what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it just gives you that slight inkling with Nintendo having been so quiet all year up to this point, that at least a couple things are coming. You know what I mean? But right now, I mean, that's about it. The Mario stuff is still a rumor.
Mm-hmm. Pokemon stuff
right
coming.
Now, the rumors are that the Pokemon announcement is probably going to be like a Let's Go version of one of the older, like the next Pokemons that are in line.
Yeah, they're talking about like Johto region, one of the other regions to go into. I mean, I'd be cool. Like, I'm all cool with that, but I know they want to kind of get the new generation in on how the old games and stuff and how they play. Like, one of these days, I would hope that Nintendo Pokemon would do the big one and just bring all the regions together and just let me start from the beginning and just go through and actually earn the badges from everywhere. Because that's ironic, and I'm surprised as of right now that it's still available. Somebody has actually made a version of it's called like Pokemon or something. It's some off name, whatnot ever. But it actually incorporates all the regions of Pokemon into the single game that you can actually travel the world, and it's open world, so you can actually interact with others. This is one of those user-created type things, and apparently a lot of people love it, but I think it's only a matter of time before Nintendo says you can't do that. But it's something that like everybody's been asking for a very long time, and I would love to see that happen, but sadly I don't think it will come to fruition.
Pokemon, I don't think Nintendo's ever really been, and maybe not Pokemon, maybe, what was it, Game Freak?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think they've ever been interested in giving you what you're asking. They give you what they give you, and you like it because they said so.
That's not true. That's not fact.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, they put something Pokemon out, y'all eat that up. I'd be like, oh my God. Even when you're disappointed, you're like, gotta do it. So you know what I mean? So like, there's no reason. it just there's more money in it. Until they really, if they did something like that, they'd have to figure out the best way to monetize it, because you basically just play that forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It makes more sense for them to continue to break up regions or add new regions and add new Pokemon and make you buy a new game. This is a company that sells you 2 games every time they drop one game.
You're right.
It's almost one game.
Same game.
All of it could be on the same cartridge, dog. It's BS. They be buying too.
Yeah.
They be getting y'all every time, bro. So good, bro. So good. They get y'all every time, bro. Every time, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. I gotta have both. Nah, you really don't. It's the same joint.
Last few generations, I've actually only gotten one. I haven't even bothered to go back. Like, I'm cool with going back. I played Sword, and I've been going back, trying to level everybody up, get to level 100, going and doing some online battles, but I just don't see myself grabbing it again to play, just to possibly get, like...
To get Shield?
Yeah, to get Shield and go back just to get the few Pokemon differences that are in there. Like, at some point, I could probably trade with someone and get them if I really wanted it that bad, but I'm over it.
I think part of it is that there was a point in time where it seemed plausible to actually catch them all.
Oh, there was. It was, damn, when it was like 150, 250, I could do that. Now we're like in the 700 range. I'm like,
that's just dumb.
I can't.
Well, look, I mean, as far as Smash Brothers goes, man, I mean, look, again, I can't get super excited about ARMS. I'm not excited about ARMS as a game in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a cool addition to the game. I have a very high appreciation for the effort that they put into each character that they add every time they add somebody in. It ain't gonna make me play it. You sound like you on the fence, Jokes,
mm-hmm.
and Sin, you already paid for it, so you might as well play it.
You got it. Go ahead and play it.
So that's really what that comes down to. Do we, before we shut this down, have any guesses as to who the next character is?
Some maybe Animal Crossing. I mean, Animal Crossing came out. It's been pretty huge. I wouldn't surprise me if we see some type of character from Animal Crossing show up.
I mean, I would think that if there is one, I wouldn't think it'd be next, because Animal Crossing wasn't even close to being as big when they planned this DLC out. Animal Crossing was nowhere near what it is right now. That's true. A pandemic issue that Animal Crossing is as big as it is. So I wouldn't imagine that's it. I'm not saying we couldn't get one,
mm-hmm. Not
but it certainly ain't based on the fact that you know what I mean. That is, unless they just decided, well, we're not gonna put so and so out. We're gonna put this character in anyway, and that would require so much other work that doesn't quite seem like the move to me. I would like to see them reach out to Marvel and DC and pull characters, 1 or 2 characters from there somewhere. I think that would set the internet. That would shut it
fire.
Down.
Burn down.
That would shut it down.
If who? What characters?
Marvel or DC?
A character from Marvel or DC.
Oh yeah, it would. Don't
you know what I'm saying? Like, that would shut it down. But I know that, but I know that the thing is, really, because everybody always talking about Goku and all that, but that's really their thing is we only pull video game characters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so even though these are characters that are in video games, that's the thing that's not going to happen, because it has to be video game characters. So really, you got to start thinking in terms of what characters. I think Aloy is probably a solid bet. That we'll probably see Aloy.
Could see somebody from Tekken.
With a new game coming. I mean, didn't they do somebody from... I mean, obviously we saw the Hayashi thing just now.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Nobody else.
So we had Kratos, but they didn't get Kratos back in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Am I tripping? Didn't they have Kratos?
No, they had Kratos. They most definitely. And I think they pulled him back because they did that PlayStation All-Stars thing. Maybe they wanted to then try to wreck him on there, but then that went completely south.
Because I don't know. I feel like Smash Ultimate is supposed to be every character ever released. And I'm positive that they did that. So I'm thinking Kratos is not I think that's not a thing. I think Kratos was only in PlayStation All-Stars, and you're making that up.
I think he is too. I can't find no recollection.
I don't think Kratos was ever in Smash Bros. Now, it will be a good get for sure, especially if he has Boy with him. You feel me?
That'd be the finisher.
He would have to.
And just
he
point.
Has to
and
call
just
him
point.
and fire arrows at people.
And just point it. Just point it. Whoever he's fighting, just like, boy, get him.
Yeah, and then he comes in and fires the arrows, and you'd have the different type arrows, the ice arrows, the lightning arrows, stuff like that from the game. You know what I mean? He has the ability to swap out weapons, use the axe, which gives him distance, but then also the chain. You know what I mean? That gives him. He will be incredible. It wouldn't surprise me if we see. I mean, I could see some Capcom characters or something like that with, you know, a new Resident Evil coming or something like that. Just in terms of thinking outside of that box a little bit. But I also think that we'll probably get some like characters most of us don't really care about that come from some nondescript like Japanese RPG or something like that. Kind of like, oh, all right. Oh yeah, it is. We'll see. I could maybe see Senua. Maybe. That's about it. Anyway, let's wrap this one up, y'all.
Sounds good.
Overall impressions, scale of 1 to 10. Where are we each?
7.
I mean, for the overall presentation, I give it a 10. I like that Smash Bros. Presentations.
Presentation, right? They are at some point.
Yeah, I give the presentation a 10. I may not use a character like that, but I like what she's bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? And how they did it no different from their other ones. Like we said, they do great with their Smash Bros. Character presentation. So I give them a 10. I enjoyed it.
I'd say it's a 6 or a 7. I mean, look, if you're into Smash Brothers, I'm sure it's higher than that. But it's boring to me to watch that joint. Like, again, I'm interested in what they're doing. I love how much time and effort and whatever they put into it. But maybe it's 6, give or take. All right, y'all. Let's wrap this up. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching.
Absolutely.
Y'all are the best. We got to do this again in a little while because we got a Crash 4 game announcement coming. So like 2:30. I think that goes live. So about 2 o'clock, we'll be getting back together to kind of pregame for that. And we'll see what's happening with this Summer Game Fest. Jeff Keighley trying to, be having some announcements. So let's see what that is. So we'll be back live in a couple of hours. All right. That we out. Toodles and loose.